Cleveland Browns, for me, get a little bit of the.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
mhm,
All right.
yes.
Let me just back that up. Let me be your hype man for the Cleveland Browns.
Piggyback me, please.
Now, I just want to start off with this. All right, give me a second.
My. Oh! Wow.
That is me officially jumping on the Cleveland Browns bandwagon.
Woo! It's the boy, Bubba, let's coming through. Hella clutch, flawless, can't be touched. It's your boy, Bubba, let's. Yeah, I need that hot take. I need the truth and everything that is not fake. So tell me.
Welcome back, Bubba Bunch, to another episode of the Bubba Let's Sports Podcast, episode 176. This is winners and losers of the NFL Week 5 edition.
Week 5. It's already 5 weeks in. That's crazy.
Oh my God, it's been
been
one
something.
hell of a 5 weeks
Yeah.
for the NFL. I'll get
It
to that.
really has.
You know what that means? That's a little bit of the bubbly.
Gotta rock it.
It's a little bit of Stephen A. And a new addition to
Oh.
the Soundbite Cast,
Oh.
which we'll get to.
Mm.
Just want to switch it up a little bit. I feel like
Well, yeah.
it's well deserved.
You always gotta improve what you already have, right?
Of course.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
And so, man, Kevin is back.
I am. This seems to be the only series that I can do with you because life hates me. But it is what it is.
I ask you every single Monday and Friday if we can do the preview and the review for the Cowboys game.
And I just can't because school hates me.
And you know what? Maybe that's a good thing because I feel like the episodes at like 30 minutes, at like 40 minutes are just fine
Yeah.
because we can go on all day about the Cowboys, and I don't want that. It's already enough on my plate to worry about that team on a daily basis. It's all in the love of the Dallas Cowboys.
Dude, like I always say, insert the clip. Just numb.
No. I can't find it. I don't know what episode it is. For all you Bubble Lud Sports Podcast diehards, enthusiasts, please go and find that for me because I am lazy and I will not go and find it. But anyways,
For real, dude. When was that?
I have no clue. I tried. I couldn't find it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Winners get a little bit of the bubbly.
They do.
Losers get Stephen A.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the little surprise in the middle. But make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow. 85 subscribers. On the road to 100. But for now, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Kevin, ladies first.
Yes, sir.
Who's your first winner?
That was rude. Well,
Nah.
well.
Chivalry ain't dead.
That's a real man. So, my first winner, Sir Let's, happens to be a team that has been trashed on for the majority of the 2000s. But something seems to be working a little bit.
Oh, no.
Something seems to be clicking.
Oh, no. I think I
And
know.
I think that team happens to be the Cleveland Browns.
God damn it. That's my second winner. You
Oh,
son of
no.
a bitch. So, just for reference, we don't tell each other who's our winners,
No, we
who's our
don't.
losers. So we just
Yeah.
kind of go into it and just free ball it. And that is, in fact, my second winner on the list. But I do
So look,
agree.
So look, we'll combine our takes then. We'll go real quick. Cleveland Browns just on Sunday, they decided to beat the Colts, who in the last episode we talked about that their defense is pretty damn good.
Really good.
And might I add that they put up 30. They put up 30 points against that Colts defense. So, number one, that's very impressive. Number two, it seems like Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham just like to throw the ball every single game now. It seems like those trick plays happen to be, a part of their scheme now, and it works. It always works.
That's that Kevin Kevin
Stefanski.
Stefanski.
Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, man. The defense looks to be holding up just enough to get them that win.
Yeah.
The defense looks strong. Baker Mayfield, my man, isn't elite, but he's getting the job done, and
Yes,
it's
sir.
working.
Yeah.
So, Cleveland Browns, for me, get a little bit of the.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
mhm,
All right.
yes.
Let me just back that up. Let me be your hype man for the Cleveland Browns.
Piggyback me, please.
Now, I just want to start off with this. All right, give me a second.
My. Oh. Wow.
That is me officially jumping on the Cleveland Browns bandwagon.
Oh my God.
If
Wow.
you're not watching this, I just literally laid out my neck by jumping on my bed. Metaphorically jumping on the Brown. The bed's supposed to be the Brown. Yeah. So I am officially on this team. I was kind of hesitant to say, they haven't faced the best opponents. They did lose to the Baltimore Ravens, who is ultimately their biggest competition in that division, and they didn't look good at all in that game.
Excuse you.
I'm sorry.
Excuse you. You are being very disrespectful right now.
Stop with this. Stop with this.
You're being very disrespectful towards the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. The Steelers are a playoff team. Okay? And and I will not put any disrespect on them. But we both know that number 1 out of that division is going to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes.
And we agree on that.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So that legitimizes my argument that they are the highest competition for the Cleveland Browns right now. Okay. I'm not saying anything. I didn't disrespect anybody.
I will revoke the accusation of disrespect.
Bring it
There you
back. Bring it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Bring it back. I'm gonna pull that chain like it's T.I. or something, or
Oh,
I'm like
shit.
Michael Crabtree. So I'm officially on the bandwagon, and here's the reason why. After losing that Baltimore Ravens game in Week 1, looking terrible, that offense just not in sync, and that defense did not have a good showing.
No, not at all.
Now officially on a 4-game winning streak, they're 4-1, which is the first time in since 1993, 94, somewhere around that range. It was. They put a stat up. It was like Friends debuted the same year that the Cleveland Browns last went 4-1.
Friends?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it was ridiculous. So I'm looking at the all-around play from this team right now. So they're 4th in total offense in the league. Incredible. They have an identity, and that's with the running game. They won on Sunday against the Colts, who have a great defense,
They did.
with not even their starting running back. They somehow did it with one of the purest backs in the NFL that I think is very underlooked. And so they do it with Kareem Hunt. They're doing it with Dearness Johnson. They're balling out offensively, but their defense is their strong suit on this team, and it's not even complete. But that secondary with Sendejo, with Denzel Ward, in front with Myles Garrett, who's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year from what I'm seeing so far,
Yeah.
is an absolute physical football team. And what I mean by physical football team, they're going to create turnovers. They're tied for the highest turnover margin in the NFL right now with the Seattle Seahawks at +6. They have the highest amount of rushing yards per game in the NFL. And now, if they win on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers, like we just mentioned, it's looking really good in Cleveland for a long time.
Yeah, Cleveland, honestly, I would say Cleveland is one of the many surprises of this season. So,
Look,
Cleveland, I like it.
Not going to toot my own horn here, but
Oh,
I was high on
here
Baker
we
Mayfield
go.
from the beginning.
Oh, God.
Nick Chubb,
Hey,
no one put credit on it or put respect on his name, and everyone overlooked that defense, saying, "Oh, they're all right." They play in a tough division, play in a tough conference. But I'm saying, baby, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Andrew Sendejo, and when Grant Delpit comes back, oh, it's gonna be fun.
all right. What's your first winner then, my guy?
Let's keep it in that division, shall we?
Oh, okay.
Because my man.
Oh, damn it. You took mine now.
Well, this is a shit show already.
We're trading shots, apparently.
And not to toot my own horn here, but I predicted this as well. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Roll the clip. I put in the clip. See what happens with the injuries, but he could be getting more play time in the next few weeks. T. Higgins out of Cincinnati.
T. Higgins did play nice.
Building that relationship with Joe Burrow. 5 receptions, 40 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nothing crazy. He got his first touchdowns as well, but I'm seeing a 6'4", 215-pound man in a pass-heavy offense. This could be very well a great system for him. Some guys to look forward to in the next few weeks. Keep an eye on them. Chase Claypool out of Pittsburgh with some injuries there. I like that Big Ben's finding him deep down the field. So this is where I put in the clip. At episode 171, remember I talked about the rookie wide receivers, and I was like, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, and I was like, watch out for Chase Claypool. But yes, I was correct. Put respect on my name. Put respect on my name.
Put respect.
Chase Claypool. Oh, what a beautiful name, but what a beautiful wide receiver. Ladies and gentlemen, not only did this man go for 7 receptions, 110 yards, and 3 touchdowns, he also rushed for a touchdown. A total of 4 touchdowns, which in fantasy is equal to 42 points. Oof. That man had half of the points that my entire team had this weekend.
Oh, no.
Bad look on me, but great day for Chase Claypool. The Fighting Irishman from Notre Dame.
That man is a problem. He is a problem. Now, look, I'm not going to take anything away from him. The fact that he was playing a banged-up Eagles defense. But still,
4 touchdowns, man.
4 touchdowns. The Eagles, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. It looked like every single time he ran a route, he already broke the guy. He broke the guy's ankles. He was already down in the middle of the field. Dude, this guy was unstoppable. He looks so good. And I think even the commentator of that game, I don't know if it was Kevin Burkhardt or something like that, but he said that, and I somewhat agree with him, we have potentially witnessed the birth of a possible superstar in this league with that performance, because that was insane. I remember I was watching Red Zone, and every single 30 seconds it was like, oh, here's the Steelers because Chase Claypool did something. Oh, he scored again. Oh, he scored again. Steelers driving. Why? Claypool got a 30-yard bomb. It's like, dude, Jesus Christ, this man was everywhere, and he looks damn.
Think that he is the third option on this team, because we got Juju, we got Eric Ebron, which was a tremendous pickup in the offseason.
Ebron.
And now you got Chase Claypool, with now James Conner as well, reviving that running game in Pittsburgh. I was really wrong about Big Ben in the offseason, and I will swallow my pride and say he is looking like a newborn Big Ben. And he's doing that with Chase Claypool, the young bucks.
Oh, you said he looks like a reborn Ben Roethlisberger?
Shut up.
Okay, now it's time to toot my own horn.
Okay.
Because who's the one that said that, possible comeback player of the year?
Did you really say Big Ben?
I did. You said Aldon Smith.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, you know what?
Now I get my airtime. All right? Because I, so far, 5 weeks in, am right. All right?
That soundbite that we're going to put, I might as well just play it. This is you right now.
And I want my damn respect, too.
And you want your damn respect,
That's right.
too.
I want my damn respect because I said Big Ben, and you roasted me. But who's right for the first 5 weeks of the season? Who's right?
You are. Who was right about Chase Claypool?
You are.
I think we all deserve.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Just rounds upon rounds.
Rounds upon rounds.
You deserve rounds.
Well, Chase Claypool, that was for you as well. Well, since me and you traded shots, apparently, I guess I have to go to my last one right away.
Okay, that's fine. I'm prepared. I already had a backup. That's fine.
I'm not going to lie. I think I might have stolen yours again.
No.
No? Okay, cool. So, my last winner. those all I'll say is I'll intro this bit with this. Spider Y2 banana baby.
Ah, damn it, you did get it.
I told you I got it. Spider Y2 banana. That man, that team. Can you believe they marched into Arrowhead? And look, I'm not gonna say that Patrick Mahomes looked bad because Patrick Mahomes never looks bad, but he did not look comfortable once again with that Raiders defense.
Mm-hmm.
He did not look comfortable. The whole entire team kind of they seemed out of sync for some reason. While the Raiders, my lord, Derek Carr was just, my man was in the back of the pocket, calling his wife, calling his kids, saying a quick prayer, and just, oh, Henry Rugg is already 40 yards down the field.
Oh, he's kind
There
of
you
fast.
go, Henry. He's kind of fast, yeah.
kinda fast.
So Derek Carr and the Raiders, you marched into Arrowhead, and I think you deserve a little bit of the.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
This is a scrappy football team.
Dude, they look so good.
They
look
are.
so good.
You know how good your coaching staff and how good of an organization is being ran in Las Vegas right now? When you make Jeff
pretty damn good.
Heath have the greatest moment of his life with a pick six.
That
Jeff
hurt a little bit.
Heath.
That hurt a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Heath. It hurts. It hurts to know that
it
Jeff
does
Heath
hurt.
is having a great season already
Yeah.
with the Oakland Raiders. When they have Malik Collins on the front end as well. They have Jason Witten scoring touchdowns. What is happening? It should have been a good football game. I thought the Raiders were going to put up a fight. But Derek Carr outplayed Patrick Mahomes. They got to Patrick Mahomes. They
Josh
made
Jacobs
Josh-
played Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Of course.
Jesus.
And they finally incorporated Henry Ruggs well into their offense, and it showed. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. They stayed in it the entire time,
They
and
really did.
it's the same thing I feel with the Panthers. Like, they're a very scrappy football team, so they're always going to be in these games. But, I'd be fine with them going 500 or just above it. The Raiders are actually making it a division.
Yeah, they really are.
Like, they're competing right now. And I'm loving what I'm seeing in Las Vegas with John Gruden. And you can't help but, just enjoy it, right? You want to see the Raiders succeed again. You want to see them go to the promised land again. Last time they were there, John Gruden was the coach. So it's taken a few years, like 3 or 4 years into that 10-year contract, and we're starting to see everything come together. We're starting to see the discipline. We're starting to see the execution, but with a little bit of fun built into it. And I think that's what John Gruden is all about, and he's doing great things. We're starting to see more of that scientific experiment of how to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. How are the Kansas City Chiefs beatable? And I think the Patriots did a fundamental type of foundation. Like, they did a foundation for how to beat this football team, and I think a lot of these other good football teams are starting to see that. And, blitzing may not work, but the way that you read those coverages and you make them think a little bit more for the coverages is what Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes are going to struggle with a little bit. But it's a good start for the Raiders. I mean, this is a huge win. And it wasn't just a fluke win. This is a good win.
No, this is a real win.
They deserve to win that football game.
And what I love about John Gruden is that John Gruden is making old school football work in this new age of, like rollouts and option plays, pistol formations. Like, dude, it's working. He's making old school football work again, and you don't get that all too often nowadays. Because what I love about the Raiders is that there's plays, how nowadays the emphasis on offense is like get the quarterback out of your ball's hand in less than 3 seconds, right away. You have to, because that's just how the NFL works nowadays. No. Derek Carr is literally, like I said, he's calling his girlfriend, I mean his wife. He's giving a quick prayer to God before he even throws the ball. That good Christian man, him. I mean, dude, my man is just chilling back there, and it's working. They're defying the system, and it's working. Now, how long will it work? I don't know. We'll see. But John Gruden's doing good things right there. He's doing good things.
As long as Derek Carr stays healthy, which has always been the issue,
Yeah.
I think they are doing great things, and they're only going to improve. So, Raiders, yes, you deserve a little bit of bubbly. My last winner, because we have gone through all of ours, is the team that just played, I don't know, about like an hour ago, because it's Tuesday Night Football, baby. It's
That's so weird to hear. That's so weird to hear.
second time in the history of the NFL. The only other time was 2010 with the Vikings and the Eagles, because they postponed due to a blizzard. How about that for a fun fact?
Wow, that is a fun fact.
But I
actually.
think your Tuesday night MVP, it goes to Ryan Tannehill for
That, yeah, that man. I was only able to catch, I think, like the first like 3 quarters because school's ruining my life. But in those 3 quarters that I saw, wow, Ryan Tannehill is.
He made plays. He
Is
made
there a-
plays.
Is there a comeback player of the decade award? Is that a thing?
I don't know about going that far.
Dude, he was really bad. He was really, really bad in Miami.
It was Miami. It was Miami. It was
Okay,
Adam
fine.
Gase, Miami.
Fine. What about comeback player of the last 5 years?
How about the comeback player of the last year, starting on week 12 of last season, because that's where the Tennessee Titans, really started getting going.
Dude, he's
But I'm
Correct.
talking about this whole team. The Tennessee Titans, you think about it, and they mentioned it a lot on the broadcast, but they had one practice in the last 2 weeks. One
Yeah.
practice. And they had to go against the Buffalo Bills, the undefeated Buffalo Bills, who offensively are atop the entire league. Josh Allen playing some of the best football ever
First.
that we've seen in the league out of a guy that had, I would say, intermediate expectations coming out of college. And then you had 12 of your players go on the COVID list. And then
Yeah.
you also had another personnel like on the coaching staff that did test positive only a few days ago. This is a performance against one of the best teams in the AFC. It is the Bill Belichick performance of a lifetime for Mike Vrabel. Like, this is
Wow,
exactly
that's
what you would
actually a really good
expect out of a guy that's coming out of New England, that is
Yeah.
under that coaching tree of Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, how disciplined are they going to play, and how prepared are they with the least amount of preparation possible?
Yeah.
You had the Buffalo Bills, who did not have to cancel a game last week. They did not have to just wait around and see if they were even going to play. They prepared for over a week of how they're going to prepare for the Tennessee Titans, who are also undefeated. The Tennessee Titans had one practice, and that was a glorified walkthrough. It wasn't even a practice. They
Yeah.
just said, we got to watch film. We got to make sure that everything's taken care of in-house with the test and the positive test. And we just got to go out there and just play football. The Buffalo Bills look like the team that were out for 2 weeks. They
Yeah.
look like the team that has been dealing with this for a long time. And yet Tennessee just goes out there and plays sound football. And defensively, their stats don't look like they're one of the best defenses in the league. But tonight,
They played lights out.
they
It was
played a
insane.
full 60 minutes. And there was only a few things where I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was a bad mistake. But, I mean, they made Josh Allen look like the old Josh Allen.
My boy Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen, but wow,
He struggled.
he did not look comfortable at all. The whole
Really
entire game.
bad decisions, really bad interceptions.
Really bad accuracy.
Yeah, which was his problem in Wyoming. Like, this was the thing that we were going to worry about Josh Allen, and I knew it was going to be a good game, but I didn't know it was going to be like this.
Yeah, it's. I was. Let's just say I was very pleasantly surprised, is what I'll say.
Look, man,
'Cause Good for the Titans. Good
they're
for the
4-0. They're feeling really good, and imagine what they can do with 1 week of preparation. Like, they did it in not even one practice. So Tennessee Titans, you deserve
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
a lot of it, in my
A
opinion.
lot of the bubbly.
Yes, sir.
Well, sir, my honorable mention, and I think we both have to agree on this. When I saw him come out on that field, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that he was even he was even there. Because what he went through, dude, my man almost died. Alex Smith almost died. And to see him walk out on that field, see him take hits and get right back up, to see him just play for the first time in almost 2 years, that was something special.
Mm-hmm.
That was something extremely, extremely special to watch. And then I think what made it even more, special, what made it even more, I guess, captivating was that his wife was literally having a heart attack the whole entire time he was on the field.
Right.
Because she was worried sick about him, which makes sense. I was worried sick about him. Jesus Christ. But man, that was something special. Alex Smith, I think you deserve all the bubbly, every single one of it.
You know what? He upgraded. He's up there.
He's
Alex
a winner.
Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
a little bit of the bubbly.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a winner. That's not just a mention. That's a winner right there.
Wow, dude. I was so mind blown. I was so I was in disbelief that they would even let him go out there, but he held his ground and he took hits. He took hits from that monstrous Rams D line. And he got right back up and snapped the ball again. Man, my respect, my biggest respects to Alex Smith.
In a week that had a lot of emotion with it, the return of Alex Smith, who wasn't even anticipated to play in this game, but Kyle Allen just looked terrible, and he did get hurt. Alex Smith comes in against just a great football team in the Rams, and does his part. I think it's beyond football, and it's beyond what the score was, what the game was.
Oh, yeah.
This is a human being that dealt with a horrific injury. And
He almost died.
I mean, he could have easily lost that leg, and even worse. It's the same thing that happened with Teddy Bridgewater. It's the same thing that happened just a few hours later with Dak Prescott. You know, you hate to see those types of things, and it impacts not just football, but just in general. You know, you don't want to ever see a guy in a physical sport go through that, especially with his wife and his 3 kids.
3 kids, yeah.
And for all of them to be there and to watch their dad get on the field again, because it was hard for him, you know, after that injury, having to take care of them, having to rehab and do just terrible rehab just to get that sense of feeling and get that sense of security in that leg.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. It really is. But to
really
play
is.
football, like, this man has been underestimated his entire life, right? You think about the San Francisco years and then getting benched because he lost his job to Colin Kaepernick. Then he goes to Kansas City, who he does well with, but then he's going to be the successor to Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's ultimately going to be his show. It's not going to be the Alex Smith show. And it was a matter of time where he went. And even in Washington, like, they're looking at Dwayne Haskins. They looked at Kyle Allen in the offseason. They said, these are our guys. Alex Smith is just for there right now. But we'll see what we can do with him.
Yeah.
And just in a matter of 2 years, go from the worst injury you've ever seen to being on the football field and on a rebuilding team like the Washington football team. It's just crazy to think. And there's no like his performance isn't the best, like his numbers don't look good. I could care less about his numbers right now. It's like, you're on the football field, you're alive.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I could ask for.
I don't think I've seen a worse injury than Alex Smith besides, the Joe Theismann injury, because that injury was, it's watching it to this day. I can't. I cannot watch it. That Joe Theismann, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I mean, go watch it, but if you get queasy like I do, don't watch it. It is horrific. His leg was not a leg anymore after that hit. My God.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened to Alex Smith. And man, it's good. It was good.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
So my honorable mention is he's been talked about a lot on this podcast, on the series, and I feel like his performance is just shocking me every single week. And I'll make this really quick, but this might be the best 1-4 team that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And this might be the best 1-4 quarterback I've ever seen in my lifetime. But Justin Herbert was throwing dimes on Monday night.
He really was.
They have lost all of their games this year by 1 possession or less.
Actually,
All of them.
to make it even worse, it's 3 points or less.
That is terrible.
That's what makes it even worse.
So the fact that they're even in these football games is because of Justin Herbert. His throws to Mike Williams, his ability to extend the plays, and his dimes for touchdowns.
His on the move dimes as well.
Yes.
Oh,
And he looks like he's 12 years old, like he's on the JV football team on the sideline, and yet he just goes in there and looks like the most composed, the most patient quarterback, and the most relaxed quarterback that you've seen. Not like a rookie at all. And they made the right decision by starting him. I didn't think he was going to be this good. I think he needed time, and even then, I thought he was going to be average. I thought this was going to be it. But
just like I said last week, I stand completely corrected on Justin Herbert because my God, he has proven me so wrong, so wrong.
He's very fun to watch, very fun to watch, and hopefully they figure out how to finish football games. But I don't think the quarterback's the issue.
It certainly is not. It's all on that defense and kicker.
He doinked it, man. He doinked it. But for Justin Herbert, man, I know you're on a 1-4 football team. You have the losses. Everyone's going to say, well, you can't finish. It doesn't matter. But I say to you.
And I want my damn respect too.
That's a new soundbite for the honorable mention.
Because he deserves it.
He deserves it. He put some respect on his damn name.
Put some respect. Well,
Kevin,
sir.
we're on 30 minutes. So much for our 40-minute threshold. We haven't even started our losers. But let's
start on the losers.
All right. Let's go with our losers.
Okay. I'm gonna. I like this man. I do. But it pained me seeing what I saw on Sunday. Jimmy G, you all right there, bud?
Oof.
Jimmy, you good? Jimmy, you wanna talk maybe? You wanna like Jimmy, what happened? My Lord, that is the worst I've ever seen Jimmy G. My God.
I want to say he completed 7 passes for 77 yards and a few interceptions. I think that's what it was.
Jimmy, dude, what happened, man?
I need the stat line. Because it was bad.
I know he just came off of an injury, and I get that, but
I was right on the money. 7 completions out of 17. God help him.
Oh, God.
77 yards, 2 interceptions. He got sacked 3 times. His QBR rating supposedly was 1.4.
Oh my God. Jimmy. Look, man.
Oh, God.
Look, I love you. I think you are a talented quarterback in this league, but this week was not it, buddy. This week was not it. I don't know if maybe you needed another week. I don't know if just the Dolphins are really that damn good, but Jimmy G, Stephen away. Take it away, please.
Oh, man, that's the feeling when you get benched for C.J. Beathard.
Yeah.
Or C.J. Beathard, whatever you say.
That was brutal. Brutal gameplay watching Jimmy do that.
Now, I did put my sleeper team as the Dolphins. It's not going as smoothly as I thought.
Hey, better than mine.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of factors going into the Denver Broncos not being good. But for the Miami Dolphins, it's like, you see it, right? You see Ryan Fitzpatrick throw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. You're like, this man balls out. The beard's back. Fitz magic. Whoop-diddy-do, right? I could care less because it's just going to be 1 week from now where he throws for like 150 yards, 2 interceptions, and then it's like, oh, should Tua go in? Like that's the argument that's going to be made in Miami in a few weeks, guaranteed. This is not a consistent every week thing for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
But they played some phenomenal football on Sunday.
Did. They deserve a lot of credit. They deserve a lot of credit over there in Miami. What's his? I'm sorry. This is very disrespectful. What's his name? Preston Quinn.
Preston Williams.
Preston Williams. Why did I get Quinn? I don't know. Man's balled out. I thought Devontae Parker was gonna have a field day, but
I mean,
no.
he did as well. He had a good day.
He did have a good day, but not as good as Preston Williams.
When I saw in that Cowboys versus Dolphins game last year, and I saw Chidobe Awuzie lined up with Preston Williams, I'm like, dear God, that man is a foot taller than Chidobe Awuzie. Like, he's what, 6'4", 6'5"? He's got to be a big boy. Like, that man has great hands, has great agility for his size, and just a very under the radar wide receiver in Miami. Like, of course it's Devontae Parker right now, but like, the dude is just ginormous.
He really is.
He is a mismatch for anybody, and he's not even their first pick. It's not even their first option at wide receiver. Yeah. So, I mean, I picked him up in my fantasy league because I was like, I like Preston Williams. I feel like he's very under the radar, and as a flex player, he's perfect. He may not get 20 points every week, but when he can have a good matchup, they're going to take advantage of it, and they're very aware of that. So, yeah. I love what Miami's doing. I know it's going to take some time, but dear God, the San Francisco 49ers were in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
And I get it. The injuries have just piled up defensively. I mean, you don't have your best players. You don't have Nick Bosa. You don't have Solomon Thomas. You don't have Richard Sherman. And if it's all on Jimmy G, if it's all on the quarterback, then you're not built for success in San Francisco. It is built on the running game. It is built on the offensive line. And it is built around misdirection with the wide receivers. It is not based on Jimmy G. So I feel like Kyle Shanahan made that decision based on, like, look, it doesn't matter who's plugged in at quarterback. We just got to run the football. And we got to just do our misdirection. We got to go with Deebo Samuel. We got to go with Brandon Ayuk and see where we go from there.
Thank God Deebo's back.
Yeah, they need it. They really do. But Jimmy G has been scrutinized for not being like the elite quarterback. And, you know, it's just kind of a game manager type of position in San Francisco. But if you can't do that right, and you're getting benched by CJ, I think it's more than just a one-time thing. And he'll probably get the start. He'll probably get the start next time up. But going against the Rams? I think they play the Rams this week.
I think they do, yes.
I think you got to figure that out really quick as who are you going in with as your starting quarterback. But that can't be your issue. That can't be your identity on offense. Yeah. So, yeah, Jimmy G just had a rough day. Rough day. First loser for me is another quarterback. And I've literally scrutinized this guy for the last few years. And I've never thought he's an elite quarterback. I know he puts up the numbers at the end of the day, but it just doesn't matter. I don't think he wins his football team, or he doesn't get his football team the wins when they matter the most. And I thought this was not the best move by the Colts. So, Phillip Rivers, you are my first loser because this is the second time this season to where you've thrown an interception to cost your team the football game. And it's exactly what happened in those last few years in Los Angeles with the Chargers. And it's just a continuation of why I think that if it comes down to it, if the Colts win the division, if the Colts make the playoffs, they win that AFC South, and they have a chance to make it far deep into the playoffs, their demise will be Phillip Rivers. And I guarantee you this, the last game they play of the season, and it will be a loss because I don't think they go super far. But I think they're a good football team. Mm-hmm. When they lose at the end of the year, it will be because of Phillip Rivers. I guarantee it. Because I am watching him choke and be frantic, be just completely like lost and just jittery in the pocket when it comes down to making the elite throws. This man has more interceptions than he does touchdowns. It's week 5. This is supposed to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, right? It's supposed to be the guy that's going to take the Colts to the promised land. 5 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, 2 of those pick sixes. And if you look at every single one of those interceptions, they're ugly interceptions. They're not just like deflections. It's like, oh, like I can understand. Like, no, it's bad passes because you didn't stay composed in the pocket. If I'm the Colts, I'm saying I just need a game manager, but Jacoby Brissett is my guy right now.
I've always been a fan of Phillip Rivers. I've never thought he was elite. but I've always been a fan of him. But he's proving me wrong this year because he is not playing up to like his potential. Like his last good year was like 2018 when the Chargers went like 11-5 or something like that. He had a really good year that year, but last year and this year, no. It's been an unfortunate decline for Phillip Rivers.
He can't get the job done. He had his moments early on with LaDainian Tomlinson and those great Charger teams.
No.
Since then, he's been a glorified Eli Manning. It's like all the specific stats. It was for Eli, it was the starts, it was the yards because he started so many games. At the end of his career, they look really good on paper, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But for Phillip Rivers, it's like you can put up all the yards, you can put up all the numbers you want. At least Eli put up 2 Super Bowls.
At least.
What does Phillip Rivers have to show? Yards? Touchdowns? Longevity? I don't see why he was stouted as a Hall of Fame quarterback. He hasn't done anything. You can't put him at that level of like Dan Marino. He's like, oh, but he needed to win that championship. Like, no, you can't compare these two. And the way that he's playing, when you have more interceptions than you do touchdowns, you can't be talking about Hall of Fame right now. You're talking about benching. You're talking about benching Phillip Rivers. And it's week 5. This guy was supposed to take you deep into the playoffs. He was supposed to give you that over the hump at that position. Yeah. It's not happening. So Phillip Rivers. Almost pressed the wrong button. We're on 41 minutes. Fuck.
Well, let's wrap this up, shall we? Second loser are those Chargers.
Now,
I wouldn't say they're losers because of the team. I would say they're losers because of unfortunate circumstance.
But Kevin, they are the best 1-4 team I've ever seen.
They are the best. They are the best 1-4 team, but I'm going as a loser based off of unfortunate circumstance. Dude, you gotta make that kick, man. You have to. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember if it was Stephen A. or Max or Shannon, but I remember, I'll never forget what they said. They says, literally, your sole job as a kicker is to make that damn field goal. That's it. That is all you do in your position. I am not disrespecting and saying that it is easy. Hell no. Kicking is extremely hard, and I will always have respect for kickers. But, dude, come on, man. You have to make that kick. You have to. That's inexcusable. And might I add that I might be wrong on this, but it was under 50 yards. Really?
I think it was right at 50.
So right at 50.
Right at 50.
Okay. Still though, come on. You have to make that kick, man. Michael, is it Michael Badgley? That's his name?
Yeah, Bagley, yeah.
Bagley?
Yeah.
You deserve a little bit of the Stephen A. Scream.
I see what you did there. Now that kick looked like weird from the very beginning.
It did. It did look weird.
I felt like he kicked it like he would like a soccer ball. And I get there's that kind of integration. But when it came off the foot, I was like, well, that came off weird. And it was a rainbow. I mean, it had the distance. It was a rainbow shot.
Yeah.
It wasn't a direct shot. So it just, like, I was like leaning back. I was like, get in. And then he doinked it. I mean, if it would have been just a little more velocity to the left, like an inch to the left, he would have doinked it in. But, man, and you got to think about it, too, is that there was so much scrutiny and criticism on Drew Brees for how he played in that first half.
Oh, he played bad.
Very inaccurate, very bad decision-making, and he looked slow. He looked out of it, which is what everyone thinks is happening to Drew Brees. But a very struggling type of offense in New Orleans. I didn't even have Michael Thomas because of the suspension. And
idiot, dude.
It's going really bad. There was a lot of turmoil inside the New Orleans Saints this week. Yeah. So if you're the Chargers, you're like, this is a great opportunity to get a big win against an NFC championship caliber team, and we can bounce back our season. And you probably played a better football game than they did.
They did, hands down. They
And
did.
Justin Herbert played great, and their receivers did really well, even with Keenan Allen out for a lot of that football game. And by the end of it, you're seeing Nick Bosa, or Joey Bosa, completely gassed.
Oh, dude, it was so painful to watch.
It
so
was rough.
painful to watch. Yeah.
And I feel like you missed an opportunity to really turn around your season and to get rid of that stigma of, like, we can't win close football games. You're just a continuation of that. And I don't know if Coach Lynn is the guy or not. I like him. He's a fantastic guy. But is he the guy for this team? I feel like they've wasted so much talent over the years. You know, and I thought it was the right decision to get rid of Phillip Rivers, but you got to think of how many great players have come through San Diego / Los Angeles throughout the years. You got Joey Bosa, you got Melvin Ingram, you have Melvin Gordon, Derwin James, you have Austin Eckler, you have Keenan Allen, you got Mike Williams. It's
Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry. Like, you can't tell me that this team shouldn't be in the playoffs every single season, and now you can't win a football game at all. Like, you can't win it when it comes down to the nitty-gritty. If you can't do that, then you're only going to be stuck there until you break that stigma. And until you break that, for multiple times in a season, they're going to be stuck there. And I feel like Anthony Lynn is stuck as a coach. He's a good coach, but they need a little bit more. They need that extra push. They don't have that. They found their quarterback. But how is it all not together right now?
I mean, the other thing too about the really quick before you go on, the other thing about the Chargers that if you notice, the Chargers always seem to be in contention for everything, every single game. They're always there. It's just like you said, there's that missing piece that can get them over that hump, and I don't know if it's coaching, I don't know if it's position players, I don't know if it's a coaching staff, but something has to change because, dude, there's no way that, what is it? 4 losses by less than 3 points this season? That's devastating, dude. That is devastating.
I mean, and then you had like 7 of them last year the same way. Like, this is a pattern, and you can't be telling me that this is just going to go away. Like, no, this is a multiple year type of problem. So, I mean, it's best 1-4 team though. I mean, the greatest 1-4 team I've ever seen in my lifetime.
For real.
Second loser is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A very disappointing showing on Thursday night against the Bears. Now, do I think the Bears would have put up a fight? Absolutely, prior to the game. Like, that's my mindset. You know, do they put up a fight? Yes, because they are a tremendous defense led by Khalil Mack. And we'll see what happens with Nick Foles. But I do think at the end of the day that Tampa Bay Bucs team, especially their defense, that has improved from last season. They're very young. They have a lot to improve on. But I feel like they're starting to get it together. And, of course, led by Tom Brady. It's all going to be good in the hood, right? 2019 loss. 11 penalties for 109 yards. Kevin, the Bucs are the worst team in the NFL in penalties. They average the most penalties in the NFL. That doesn't make sense to me.
Hey, would you like to tell the viewers what that means? What's the problem when a team is penalized so much?
Undisciplined.
Exactly.
No preparation. The execution isn't there. And when go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that doesn't sound right for a team coached by Bruce Arians.
And not even that. You got to consider too that their defense is led by Todd Bowles, who is a guru on defense. Yeah. And he was doing some good things in New York with the Jets before they just let go of him. You know, I felt like he was the only coach really that was like, okay, he might stay.
There's potential.
He has an argument to stay in New York. And they were improving on defense. They were building pieces. And then Sam Darnold, you know, I wasn't high on him, but it was going in the right direction, right? And then they just let him go, and you feel like, okay, well, I mean, he'll be a defensive coordinator. I was like, he's going to be a great defensive coordinator. And Bruce Arians alongside Bowles, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
The defense was giving up big plays, was miscommunicating, weren't getting to the quarterback, and then to top it all off, you have Tom Brady not knowing that it's 4th down instead of 3rd down.
That was brutal to watch.
Now, I'm not going to look that much into it. It's a mistake. Even the GOATs make the mistakes, right?
It was a simple mistake. People that are looking way too into it, stop. Relax.
I would like more of a clear definition as to why he thought that it was 3rd down. I mean, he never really confirmed nor denied that he just didn't know or that he thought it was 3rd down. But he said, like, oh, I want to get a chunk play. I know I had to get a chunk play. I need to focus on yards. And so he kind of just, like, pass off the question. And I'm fine with it. He'll bounce back. It's not anything big. But when your coach is saying, oh, he knew it was 4th down, well, then there's nothing makes sense here. But then you look at everything else and you're saying, like, well, Ronald Jones had a good night. He had over 100 yards. And, you know, early on in his football game, the Bucs looked like they were in complete control. And then I blink and it's Bears are up 14-13. I was like, I left the TV for 5 minutes. What happened?
Yeah.
And then you look at the stats. I'm like, the relationship with Rob Gronkowski and with Tom Brady isn't there right now, and especially on that last play. You know, Rob Gronkowski has to catch that ball. I know it was a weird high ball to catch, but you're supposed to be one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And then that defense, you know, it doesn't look like much when you give up 20 yards, or 20 points, but it just felt like they moved backwards. It felt like the entire team, the coaching staff, when everyone's putting them in their top 5 rankings, I'm like, this is not a top 5 team. I feel like they keep going backwards from what they did in week 1. And you look at their record, you look at the teams they've played, it's like, maybe it's not all sunshines and rainbows in Tampa.
No, it's not.
Do I think they'll get it done at the end of the day? Yeah. Do I think they'll have a shot at winning a Super Bowl after week 16, week 17? Yeah. I think they can get out of this division and make themselves in a good spot in the playoffs. But right now, just for week 5, I mean, I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
Disappointed.
Steve Nash.
Give it to him, Stephen A.
Yeah. Oh, man. A little disappointed. Wow. Thomas.
Wow, you're using his... Wow.
Thomas
okay.
Brady. Be better.
Well, all right, let's pull up my list real quick because we need to wrap this up.
That we do, sir. That we do.
So, here's my list. Last loser, and I'll make this very brief. The Kansas City Chiefs. So, I'm calling them a loser for this week specifically because let's be real, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're gonna come back. It's whatever. But like we mentioned earlier, very briefly, that team looked lost this week against the Raiders. They did not look like they were meshing. The communication was off. Everybody seemed to be just confused about what they were doing. The defense was giving up big plays. And I'm talking like that Henry Ruggs bomb. Darren Waller was somewhat able to do whatever he wanted. You know, Nelson Aguilar once again got free. And not ragging on Nelson Aguilar, but I think we all know why he got released from Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and even Hunter Renfrow had his moments.
Hunter Renfrow,
like,
yes,
it's
exactly.
their 4th or 5th option on that offense. Like, he just found open gaps.
Mm-hmm. And then, if we flip the script, Mahomes once again looked flustered. Travis Kelce was getting somewhat shut down besides that touchdown towards the end. He was getting somewhat shut down. Tyreek Hill, his average 1 touchdown, but after that, that's it. That's it. Tyreek Hill usually has an impact throughout the whole entire game. This time it wasn't. So that they got stumped. Do I think it's a big deal? No. It's the Chiefs. They'll be fine. But at least for this week, they got stumped, and they're losers in my opinion for this week. So Stephen A., take it away.
I get the feeling, and I know that you're not super into basketball, but for all my basketball people out there, I'm feeling Golden State vibes to where they get really complacent in the regular season because they know they're going to be in the postseason no matter what. And when it's time to deal, when it's time to go against the Baltimore Ravens, when it's time to go against New England. They get the job done. They do what they have to do. And maybe it's not the smartest idea because New England does this a lot to where they don't show everything in the regular season. You want to keep it simple, save your big plays, save your unique plays for the postseason. Andy Reid's never been that type of guy, though. Like, he's always just go for it. Like, why not? And he proved that a lot in the Baltimore game. But I feel like maybe they're getting to the point where, like, well, we don't need to kill ourselves in the regular season. We don't need to just go all out, and then by the time we reach the divisional round or the championship rounds, like, we're going to be worn out. And if we want to save ourselves that way that Patrick Mahomes doesn't get hurt like he did last season, maybe we just bend, don't break on defense, not show all the high skill plays on offense. Just run a simple offense and see if it works. If not, hey, we'll play the Raiders later on this year, and we'll bring out we'll put chips all in that game, because that'll win them the division. So I get the sense that, like, hey, it's not going to be a reoccurring thing. I do think the formula to how to beat the Chiefs is starting to grow a little bit more, but by far the Chiefs are the contender in the AFC, even though the Patriots are going to beat them in the AFC Championship. Just saying, but
It's a bold prediction, sir.
yeah, I'm all for it.
I know you are.
But I just it's a 1 week thing. They have not been the most perfect team in the last few weeks, but I don't think they need to be. I don't want to see them ball out every single week and beat teams by 40, because when we go down to it, if they lose in the playoffs, who's going to remember this, right?
Yeah.
And if they win the whole damn thing this year, are we really going to remember the Raiders game where they gave up a lot of yards, a lot of points?
Yeah.
Like, not really. So let's just, take it at face value.
Exactly.
We move on, yeah. Now, it's not something that you should take at face value. This is a reoccurring issue and will not go away. And I am very serious about this.
Okay.
Kevin,
Yes.
I'm going to be very serious right now.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm going to put on my big boy pants.
Okay. Hold on.
You thought I was disappointed with the Bucks.
I'm ready.
I am saying that this is the most disappointing NFL season I've ever seen. Not because of what's going on the field, not because of the high-octane offenses that we're seeing and the extreme amount of points we're seeing. But I'm saying that the lack of preparation, the lack of execution on all sides of the NFL has been the worst treatment of players, the worst treatment of fans, of people, of the whole sport that I think I will ever see in my lifetime. Let's think about what the NBA did for 3 months.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this. Yes.
They created a game plan of, we're going to do a bubble. Nobody can leave. Nobody can get in without access and authorization with a negative test. And even then, they put really strict regulations on that. They went 3 months, even with the incorporation like halfway through the season, to where they can bring in families. They can even bring in a little bit of food here and there. They went full 3 months, 173 games after the finals, without one positive test.
That's very impressive. That is extremely impressive.
They perfected the idea of a bubble for a season. And it wasn't perfect in the sense that everything went smoothly. There were some issues. The food at first, taking care of the players. Then you got to consider, like, some people were actually brought in unauthorized, players' girlfriends, even some food. I'm talking about, I'm talking about a little bit of some players going to the strip club for some wings. I mean, he's not going for wings, but look, they did everything the precise way to do it. Adam Silver did the right thing, and he did a phenomenal job of taking care of that bubble. Until you get the NFL, who postponed pretty much everything until the actual season started, with the workouts, with the training camps, even preseason. And when it came down to it, when it came down to the final moments of, like, are we going to have a season or not, they said, we're good to go. We're just going to have no preseason, a shortened training camp. as far as the teams go, you guys just figure out what you want to do. Every state's different. You kind of just do your own thing. You're going to do the test, obviously. And if you get any positives, then report them. We'll go from there. It's the same thing what happened in baseball, right? We had the first couple of weeks where it's like, okay, we had a few positive tests, but it's not that bad. We're going to monitor them. And that's when they really, okay, we'll basically have no fans. And once we do the playoffs, because we're going to have a shortened regular season, it's just going to be a bubble. We're going to do it in Arlington. We're going to do it in Los Angeles. It's all taken care of. We are in week 5, Kevin. And they're thinking about doing the bubble for the playoffs. I'm like, you're in week 5. There is still 3 months left in this season, at least in the regular season. So you have no real plan. You have no unity amongst the teams. And not even to consider that aspect of the COVID testing that has now led to 8 teams being impacted with positive tests that you've had to postpone and basically reschedule games, including the one tonight to be played on Tuesday night. And then you have the Bills and the Titans both playing on Sunday this week.
Yeah, that's insane.
Does that really make sense? It was the same issue with the Thursday night games. It's like you can't have that team play within a same week of 2 games back to back. Yeah. It's too much of a hassle. It's too much of a physical standpoint for these players. They're going to get hurt. But now you consider the fact that with that no preseason and shortened training camp, that you're having the most injury-plagued season in NFL history.
Since like 2016. Remember that season? Season was insane.
It is nothing compared to this season.
Oh, no, by far, no.
Because in that season, like, you can't really blame it on one thing. You can't really say, oh, it's because of this. That's what caused these injuries. They weren't really ready for that amount of impact on their bodies, that amount of work. You knew that not having a preseason and not having an extended training camp was going to lead to a lot more injuries. The players are just not prepared. They haven't been in football since February, and a lot of these teams haven't been ready for football since like January. Yeah. Even if they didn't make the playoffs. And so you just go straight into it and say, no, we're going to play the season. You're going to make the first couple weeks of the regular season the preseason. Well, in the first couple weeks of the regular season, in your eyes, the preseason, you had, 9, 10 torn ACLs?
Oof.
And I'm just talking about that one body part. I'm not talking about your entire body. That could lead to, I think, close to 30 to 35 major key players in the NFL that got hurt for an extended period of time. And you look at some of the injuries to, like, let's say Dak Prescott this past weekend, and you look at some of the injuries, like even just one team, like the 49ers or like the Eagles. Like,
well, the Cowboys too. They have like 13 players on IR.
It is ridiculous. And this is all because you decide to postpone everything, but not really have a game set plan for the season.
Yeah.
And we're just continuing, like, think about this. Like, remember when Stephon Gilmore got tested and he was tested positive for it? The day after the Chiefs game? Mm-hmm. And they posted that picture of Patrick Mahomes talking to Stephon Gilmore. Mm-hmm. Imagine how bad, and I don't want to think of it this way. I'm glad it hasn't happened, and I'm glad it won't happen because it looks like Patrick Mahomes tested negative for all of his tests. But what if Stephon Gilmore, that was most likely positive during that game, gave Patrick Mahomes COVID, and he went home to his newly impregnated wife that are just now announcing that they are going to have a baby, and now she has complications. Now she gets tested positive, and now it's just a whole nother issue because you didn't take the extra precautions. You can test all you want, but we're seeing that doesn't work. We're seeing 8 different teams. And I think the amount of teams in general that have a one positive test have now increased.
Yeah.
Because I think the Chiefs now have their fullback tested positive. And
I believe so. I think I read something like that.
Yeah. And I think they announced it today. So it's more than 8 teams that are being impacted right now. And you're putting them in a horrible spot to play games, play multiple games in 1 week. You think one is enough? But you want to make them play 2? That doesn't make sense to me, and that should not happen. So the fact that they're even considering a bubble for the playoffs is just oblivious to the fact that what's going on right now. It's like, I don't care what the play. We might not even get to that point if you don't take care of what's happening right now. And I can't explain how much of a loser the NFL is being right now. I mean, they are being like, I can't even. It's embarrassing. It really is.
Let Stephen A. fill in that void that you're trying to explain. Yeah, man. This is a really just different world we're living in right now. It's a different season. It's a different everything. But all we can do for right now is just hope and pray that just things relax, because man, it's something else. But well, sir, this was a long one, but it was good.
It was a lot of technical difficulties from my end.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately,
because I fucking love Spectrum Internet.
I fucking love Spectrum Internet too.
Whatever. We'll end it here. I appreciate everybody that's been listening or watching this entire time. Winners and Losers is always a fun one to do with Kevin.
Thank you for always having me.
Of course. Later on this week,
because UTEP allowed me to. They let me know.
Hey, go Miners.
Sure.
This will do it for Winners and Losers of Week 5 of the NFL. We'll come back later on this week with Bubba's film sessions on the Giants game. Then we'll also come back with the preview for the Arizona Cardinals game on Monday Night Football. Andy Dalton, take over.
The Red Missile?
The Ginger Ninja?
Oh, okay. I like what we're doing here.
If you know me, you know that. Yeah. That's my gamer tag on Xbox. I am the Ginger Ninja.
I don't like that. I didn't like that. Stop.
Ginger
Please
Ninja.
Stop. Please stop.
All right, this is going to do it. We'll see you next time on the Bubba Let's Sports podcast.
Hold on. Tell me who's your top 5 quarterbacks right now, dead or alive, huh? And how much do you care about a ring if the best player got carried by the team?